So this is the knowledge organiser, which you'll be using when you return in September, and it's going to support you through the Expressive Portraiture project. Now it's a really exciting project, and you're going to get to learn how to draw portraits and paint portraits, and also take some interesting photographs as well. We've split the knowledge organiser up into 4 different sections. So we've got the top left as assessment objective 1, which you get 24 marks for. And that's how you go about developing your ideas. So doing that research, looking on websites and looking at the work of artists really does help provide you with marks, okay? The next section is assessment objective 2, so that's looking at your experimentation. So do make sure you experiment with tone, with different types of mark making, using line as well, and also experimenting a little bit more with colour. So think about, rather than just using a colour pencil as you would naturally pick it up, think about blending, think about layering colours, and just think about how you can make those colours pop as well. You don't necessarily just have to draw skin tone as you do see it. You can use a whole range of colouring there as well to make it a little bit more exciting. And then we've got your recording section, which is also 24 marks. And what I want you to consider is capturing a mood in your portrait and capturing expressions. So there's some ideas there for you, ways which you could capture different moods within a portrait. So think about how facial features would change, and think about what colours you could also use. And there's a little colour wheel of emotion there as well, which you can research perhaps a little bit more if you wanted to, or just have a little look to see if you can read those names of the colours and emotion on there as well. And then your final 24 marks is your final outcome, or your final idea. So it's putting together all that developing of ideas, experimentation, recording, and then all that information that you've looked at, recording a final idea, which you'll also get 24 marks for. So think of it in maths, how you do all your working out and you get a mark for the right answer. But if you don't get the right answer, you still get some marks anyway. But think about AO1, AO2, AO3, all that working out, and then AO4, creating that final piece, okay, using all that information that you've looked at. Down the centre there, I've got some examples of different portrait styles and just some keywords there as well to support you in the project. So we've got some tasks that we would like to have a go at completing before you return in September. We've got tasks 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B and 2C, and then we've got task 2D and task 3 as well. So developing your ideas, I want you to look at how you can show expression in photographs. So just write down like a little mind map of 5 words that you think could link to expression. And then after you've got some ideas to link to that expressive portraiture project, think practically now about how you're going to go and take 30 photographs. And there's a little list there of what you can produce. So take 30 photographs of friends or family or even yourself, and think about those compositional devices there that are listed as well. You can also do a little bit more research into those if you wanted to. Once you have looked at your photographs and you're happy with them, have a good look through and then select 10 of them and have a go at editing them. So use an app, or like such as Snapseed, a free app, and look back at the artists in that research development section that you've had a quick look over, and think about whether you could make your edits look similar. So could make it look like it's working the style of a certain artist, and try and edit your photographs to look like it could be inspired by the work from one of those artists. There's a little bit of terminology there in that task 2A. So have a little look at writing 3 sentences using the word expression. And then one sentence must relate to art or photography, and the other 2 can just relate to real life or subject. I just want you to really show how you get into grips with what is expression and what is expressive portraiture. So have a go at using that within a sentence. And then you can have a look at using the experimentation. So using your knowledge of creative typography, create some keywords. So anything that you think will link to your project. So there might be certain emotion that you want to portray. and you want to write that in a certain style to suit the emotion. So think about what keywords you could write out nicely in some nice typography, which when we return back in September, you can scatter these keywords over your sheet and it just gives a little bit more meaning to your project because you're really showcasing those certain thoughts onto your page. And then the last bit there, we've got create a miniature book demonstrating various types of experimentation. What I want you to do is perhaps get an A4 piece of paper, fold it in half so it becomes A5, fold it in half again, it becomes A6. Just kind of that type of size. And you can do multiple of these little booklets, which just you can experiment with different styles of line and think about how you could create a portrait using line. How do you think you use line for the hair? How do you think you use line for the lips? How do you think you use line for eyes, eyebrows, or the skin, etc.? Have a little play around with different ways that you can create mark making, just as some experiments. Remember, you do get marks through experimentation. And then if you wanted to, another way you can stretch and challenge yourself is if you perhaps have any baking paper or you have any tracing paper or any acetate or anything like that, you can have a go at tracing over an existing portrait or a portrait you've drawn and just staggering it and moving it so you can create an interesting page of portraits. So if you just have a look at those images on there, do you see how all the portraits are from different viewpoints and different angles? Think about how you could create a interesting sheet of work using portraits, okay, and like staggering them and overlapping them. And then think about how that could make your presentation look more interesting. And then the last thing we'd like you to have a look at doing is how to further generate and develop ideas and create a bit of written analysis. So going back to those artists that are listed on the knowledge organiser in the AO1 section, have a little look at their work and then use this image analysis guide here to help talk through, to help you write about the artist's work. So describing the picture and describing the form and elements with certain colours or tones or patterns or shapes that you can see. Think about how the artist created that piece of work and then think about is there a certain mood or emotion in there as well. And there's some key words there that you can use in your response. Remember that you can write creatively, you can type as well. Think about if this written work is going to be presented on your page, on your sheets that go in your big A2 folder, how is it going to look neatly presented on there? If you wanted to perhaps make it a luggage tags and write on them that way, that could be something you wanted to do as well. So just have a little think how you're going to write your information down there as well. So image analysis guide there at the end, and then you've got the tasks, and then you've got an overview as well there for you. So think about expressive portraiture and making a good start on this before we return back in September. Good luck!